3 times I have been mean. So I just watched this video from Itza Melinda where she talks about being okay with being ordinary, as the title says, but the way to introduce the video is an anecdote of a mean thing she said to her mom that she remembers still to this day. And that was interesting to hear. And I also have some anecdotes like that. So I guess I'm inspired to tell them today. Why? I don't know. I think these things that stay with you sometimes have some kind of meaning, right? They are learning moments, you could say. And I don't know, but they are kind of nebulous. They stay with you. You probably apologize afterwards or whatever, but it's not like it erases you, right? Because I've just collected these 3 moments. I've probably been mean many more times, right? And and I remember some of those other times I've been mean as well, but I've chosen these 3 moments because I think they are the most relevant moments that I think of when I think of mean or evil things that I have done. I also think because my channel is very full of me complaining and basically complaining about things, thinking of what I want, all of that. I think it's good to have some acknowledgement that, I don't know, everyone probably has done bad things to some extent or has been mean to someone else when they didn't deserve it necessarily or something like this. Or maybe they deserved it, but these are the 3 moments that I have thought of. The first one is that one that says Michigan, and I remember there was this kid in my... I don't know how you call it in English. We call it urbanización in Spanish. It's like residential area. There are some kind of residential areas. I guess in America you just call it suburbs, but suburbs tends to be like a bigger thing, right? Neighborhood maybe, right? So there was this guy in my neighborhood who I think was from Michigan, and I remember that he pronounced it in this strange way, and that me and my brother mocked him for the way he talked. He had this kind of, I don't know. He had this kind of a lisp, and it sounded funny to me. And also, I think, I don't know, I don't remember why. I think he was just a strange person or something like this. And I remember being mean to him or something for stupid things, right? For things like how he pronounced the thing and I don't know. Basically that. And I remember, I don't know why it stays with me. I think because right now I make videos in English and all of these things, right? So I am very connected, you could say, to American culture or whatever. And it was that moment, I guess it was kind of a fumbling, some kind of opportunity maybe. And also, people have always not criticized me, like straight up being racist to me, right? And it was interesting to do it to someone, right? It's like, why would you do that if you receive it, right? I don't know. Maybe that is actually the reason why one would do it. But that's the first anecdote. The second anecdote is I have this teacher that I really like in middle school, and overall, I think I was a good student and I was good to her and all that, right? And I respected her a lot. And I think, after all, those actions are the ones that show, and the ones that I don't know. And the things that I remember are also she cared about me, and you could feel it, right? And you could tell about that. You could tell. Even if I can't give a lot of anecdotes, there is one big anecdote, which is that she really pushed to sign me into some kind of like gifted program or something like that, right? After school. So like it was not her business, right? But she still tried a lot and all that. And I don't know how she remembers me. But the things that I do remember were a couple of times where I was like mean for no reason. She used to call herself witch, right? Like bruja in Spanish, and she did it with this kind of funny tone. And I think once, I don't know, I just kind of overextended myself and called her a witch or something like that. But where the lines were not as clear as this is obviously a joke, right? I don't know. That was this kind of a moment I remember. But actually, I think that me was trying to I was trying to be in on the joke, right? So I think that was not mean per se, but I think it was like meaner than it should have been. And the other one was, for some reason, she was wearing like red and jeans, right? Some like a red top and blue jeans. And I heard from my mom that red and blue don't go together, and I think I said it for some reason, like red and blue don't go together, or something like that. I don't know. And I remember like I don't know what kind of useless information is that. And those are two anecdotes that I remember from my old teacher in middle school. Okay, and the last one that I have here is, it's called catfish because it was basically that. A friend of mine, we still talk to this day and all that. Probably one of the people that I see the most, considering that I see people very few, very little. He's probably, and we play games together and all that. Right? And I remember this because I remember this recently. What doing all of my phone reviews and all that, I saw the screenshots of that time of me doing those things. And it was basically I signed up kind of as a fake girl. I downloaded like some girl pictures or whatever into a dating app that he signed up into. And this was probably the most evil shit that I have ever done. And it was for no reason. Like the most evil shit, like the most senseless evil thing I've ever done. I've talked to this with a friend. I don't know how the topic came about, but yeah, I told the same anecdote to her. And it was basically I signed up to catfish my own friend for no reason, right? I don't know, just for the lols, right? Just for the lulz or whatever. And I remember it to this day, right? It didn't last a long time, obviously, right? I'm not sure if there were like matches or something like that, like in Tinder, but I think it was before Tinder. So it was one of those strange apps. And basically, I was like, I matched with him and I don't know, exchanged maybe a couple of messages. And after 1 or 2 days, I was like, it's me or something like that in the group chat or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember very well. But I don't know. It's pretty cringe to do that. And the thing is that I don't even remember. Like, there was no reason. Like, he hadn't, as far as I know, as I remember, right? He hadn't been particularly mean to me or whatever or anything like this. Right? It was just something that I thought it was funny to do. And yeah, that is a time I've been like senselessly mean. And it is, when I think of what is the most evil thing that I have ever done, I think it's probably that one, right? It is the most kind of senseless bad thing I've ever done, because maybe I have done some other bad things, right? Maybe I've hit someone, or maybe I've insulted someone and called him names or something like that. But it was usually like in defense, in reciprocation, or defending another friend, something like that. Right? There are probably things that are worse that I've done, but in those contexts. But those are not senseless, right? Those are like reciprocating or something like that, right? And this one was the most senseless, right? So yeah, I think about it often, right? Plus, it was pretty early on in life, right? And I wonder, right? Because neither me or him have been very successful in dating or something like that. Right? So I wonder if stuff like that had an impact. And yeah, those are the 3 anecdotes that first came to mind when I watched this video. There are I don't know, she talks about her mom, right? And I have probably said mean things to my mom or to my dad or some things like that. But I don't know, they haven't stayed with me as much, or at least I don't remember them right now. The things that have stayed with me more are the things that I have mentioned. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to make a similar version of this if you want, or not. I don't know. Goodbye. I'm trying to think what video can I link to this one. but I can't think of anything right now. So yeah, I will link some random video here. Maybe the phone video, the video I talk about the phones. Maybe that one. I will link that in the description, and maybe I will link some other random video that I think fits with this vibe of, I don't know, maybe confessional things or something like that.